everyone, welcome to Pearl's Kitchen. God is faithful all the time. We just got to believe. Amen. Today I'm going to show you how to make treacle tart. This is also one of my favorite desserts, and it's simple and easy to make. The ingredients, I'm going to first show you the ingredients for the filling. Here I've got 150 grams of breadcrumbs, and now you have to use a good quality bread. So I brought a fresh loaf of bread and I came home and cut it into slices overnight and left it overnight to dry, and this morning I made it into crumbs and I removed all the crust from it. And we've got 2 beaten eggs here and 1 yolk of 1 egg, and that's just to brush the pastry with later. I've got a zest of 1 whole lemon and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I've got 3 tablespoons of double cream, and we'll need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. In here I've got 60 grams of butter, and here I've got golden syrup. We'll need to warm this up so it'll be nice and runny, and I've got 400 grams of that. And that's for the filling, and now this is for the pastry. And you make sure you take out the butter for the pastry at the last moment because it needs to be quite chilled. So I've got 140 grams of butter that I've cut into cubes, and I've got 275 grams of plain flour, that's maida for people in India, and I've got 30 grams of caster sugar, and I've got 4 tablespoons of milk. We'll also need a flan dish, preferably with a removable base, so it's easy to take out the treacle tart. And we'll also need a lovely big bowl to mix it in, a rolling pin, a spoon, and we'll also need some cling film. Okay, the very first thing we got to do is make the pastry, because the pastry has to go in the fridge to chill. Okay, so take a nice deep bowl and you put all the flour. This flour's already been sifted, so that's your 275 grams of flour, and that's your 30 grams of caster sugar. Mix that also in there. And now this is the main thing. You put all the butter in here, and then you've got to, people do it in the mixie, but no, it comes really nice when you do it with your hand. So now mix it all, and now start breaking the butter and keep working it through so that all the butter is mixed into the flour and it becomes like breadcrumbs. Keep pressing it till all the butter is nice and soft in there. You can see it's all mixed in now and it looks like a crumble now. It takes time, but you keep working with your fingers. And then you add the 4 tablespoons of milk, and then you've got to form it all, mix it all with the milk. This pastry comes so good. There you go. And now keep the cling film ready like I have, and put all the pastry so you're not wasting anything. And now you just put cling film around it, and now you need to chill this in the fridge for at least half an hour. Okay, our pastry's had its 30 minutes of chilling time, so now we're going to roll it. This is a tricky bit. Sometimes it tears and breaks apart, but don't worry too much about it because you can easily do patchwork. I've seen my mum do it many times. So we're going to roll out 3/4 and leave 1/4 for the, maybe a little bit more, 1/4 for the strips, because I'm going to show you how to make the lace crisscross pattern on the top. It's really easy to make, so we're going to use this for the strips, but you need to put it back into the fridge. So put this bit in the fridge, and we're going to work with this one now. So basically we're going to cover this flan tray with it. So now we need dry flour, any plain flour. And now gently start rolling. No rush, otherwise it will start to break. Basically keep rolling till it's nice and it's a bit bigger than that plate. You can see I'm still rolling. You know roughly how big you want it. And just check for the tray. Yeah, brilliant. Now the trick is you try without breaking it. Put it onto the rolling pin. And then don't worry if it's broken, just stick it back again, okay? I'll show you how it works. Okay, so now lift it and make sure it's all tucked in. See, the broken bit soon gets fixed. Okay, once you've got it all nicely tucked in, you just take a rolling pin and roll it on the edges. There you go. It's a little bit broken here. Let's take another piece. And that's it. So, and you will never even know the two patches that I put there. It's that simple. So once your case is done, you've done your base, you take a fork, and now you definitely need to prick the bottom base because that will stop the pastry from rising, because we don't want the pastry to rise. So just keep pricking it. And then this will need to go in the fridge and wrap it in a cling film so it doesn't dry out. And now you put this in the fridge, and this has to chill in the fridge for another 20 minutes. But I always make two, so you can make this the day before or 2 days before the base, and as long as you keep it wrapped in the cling film, it stays all right. So I always make two. One I made the night before, so I'm going to carry on with the rest of the recipe with the one that's in the fridge. But for the moment, I'm going to chill this, wrap this, and put this in the fridge for 20 minutes. Okay, while the pastry is chilling in the fridge for 20 minutes, we're going to make the filling for it. Now the golden syrup, make sure it's warmed up I blasted it in the microwave for 30 seconds. If you don't have a microwave, just put it in a saucepan and just heat it up gently so that it's like a runny. Doesn't have to be hot, just so it works beautifully. And also the butter, the 60 grams of butter that has to go in there, make sure that's melted as well. So now in the golden syrup that's already runny, you mix the butter. Keep mixing it all through. You love this when you make it. It's really, really nice. Basically, all the wet ingredients go in first. And you put the zest. And the lemon juice. And keep mixing it. And then you put the egg. That's why you don't need the golden syrup to be too hot, because you don't want the egg to start cooking in it, so make sure it's just warm. That's the 2 beaten eggs. Keep mixing. And then lastly add the double cream, the 3 tablespoons of double cream. So that's all the wet ingredients done. And now you're going to add the breadcrumbs. A little at a time. Mix. And then add the rest. Okay, I've just realized that I didn't put the salt in it, so let me just grab the salt. Just a pinch of salt, or a 1/4 teaspoon. Okay. And that's all your filling done. So keep mixing it until it's all worked its way through, and then you just keep it aside for a few minutes. Okay, now we'll leave the mixture aside for a little while, and we're going to take the pastry out. I've just taken it out from the fridge, and now we're going to cut strips to make the lace pattern on the top. So just flatten it with your hand. Okay. Now you can take a ruler and measure it or do it. I just do it on my own. So basically you are cutting strips of like 1/2 inch strips to fit onto your 9-inch tray. Just keep rolling this till it's nice and square. There you go. Now we've got like a square. Just cut these rough ends off. And now we just cut strips, like 1/2 inch strips. You can use a ruler if you want, if you got the time. As many as you can, but we'll only need around 12. But I always cut extra just in case, like this one, it breaks. Okay, that's it. Just keep a tray handy and just gently pick each one up and just put it on the tray till they're all on the tray, and then let the tray also go into the fridge and let that chill for 20 minutes. I've already made the strips last night when I made the spare base, so I'll use that one to show you what we're going to do, but this one I'm going to put in the fridge to go to my friend's house when I've finished making it. Okay, now this is the case that I made the night before, and then some strips also I made yesterday, and these are the new strips. So now you just put the filling in here, the breadcrumb filling. Smells lovely. Okay, it's just the right amount of filling you've got in there. Just level it all out. Then I'm going to show you how to make the lace pattern. Like I said, if it breaks, don't worry about it. We soon patch it up. So move that out of the way. Now the best, easiest way I find to do the lace pattern is we put 6 strips lengthways coming towards you. So I'm going to start, but before that we're going to take the yolk that we had and just brush the ends of the pastry case so that it sticks on it. Okay, once you've done that, you start picking up the strips, and for example, we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one. Now the easiest method I'll show you how to do this is, now we pick up the odd numbers first. So the 1, 3 and 5 will lift up. Lift up the 1, 3 and the 5th one. Okay, doesn't matter if it breaks, don't worry about it. So when you've lifted it up, you just take another strip and you put 1 across. Okay. So that's your first one done. So now you put the odd numbers back. See, if this is broken, just stick it back again. Don't worry. So now we've done the first one. So now we'll pick up the even numbers. So that's 2 and the 4. Okay, and then you put another one in between. So then you put the 2nd and the 4th one back, and then you start picking up the 1st and the 3rd and the 5th again, and then you put another one across. Okay, you keep going this one, then you put the 1st, 3rd and the 5th one back, and then you pick up the 2nd and the 4th, and then you put another one across. Basically you keep going in this method, okay? And then you bring that one back, 2nd and the 4th one, and one more to go, 1st, 3rd and the 5th, and you put another one here. Okay, make a nice big one, and then you put that back, move that out of the way, and you put that back. Now, wasn't that easy? So, and you take a knife then, any knife, or you can take a scissors. Can't find the scissors, I'll use the knife. Okay, and then you just cut it at the edges. That's how simple it is. I'll show you better. And now I forgot to tell you that your oven has to be on a preheated oven because my oven's already on. So you should put the oven on while you're rolling all this out. And depending on your oven, my oven's on 165 degrees. So anywhere between 160 to 170 degrees. So once this is done, doesn't that look beautiful now? So now you take the egg yolk, and then gently brush all the egg yolk onto the strips. You could actually do them before if you want, but I find it easier to do it this way. Now, while this goes in the oven, I'll prepare the second one that I have in the fridge. That's a giveaway one. Okay, so that's the treacle tart already ready. So now just put this in the oven and don't open the oven for 50 minutes. Okay, our treacle tart is ready. I took it out of the oven exactly after 50 minutes and the oven was on 165 degrees. You can see I've made two, one for myself and one for a friend of mine. So now, because this is a you can removable base, so all you need to do is slide it slowly down. It's still warm, I mean hot, so be careful. And once you've done that, you can just take it off there and then put it onto there. Doesn't that look beautiful? And it's so easy to make. Now I'm going to try and cut it. So this cut into a triangle. And then try and get this flat spoon underneath it. Hopefully you'll get a beautiful slice come out. And look at that, isn't that beautiful? Now this goes very well with I've tried it with ice cream, I've tried it with custard, and I've tried it with double cream. To me it tastes best with cream, only because it balances out the sweetness. So before you serve it to your family and friends or guests, you just pour a little bit of cream around it, and there you go. That's your beautiful treacle tart. It is really, really delicious, and like I said, it was so easy to make. So don't forget to share this link with your family and friends, and don't forget to ask them to subscribe to my channel. And those who have already subscribed, thank you very much. And I shall see you next week or next time with some more delicious cooking.